Hello, my name is Beck Lee, and I've been asked to explain my new theory, radical intimacy, which I've been developing for the past 30 minutes. Its potential is huge, and we are going to try to track it for immediate adoption in schools and universities and restaurants across the country. Radical intimacy is very simple, and yet at the same time, um, not so simple. It's elusive. It's something that is a little bit paradoxical. Um, Radical intimacy, especially in this time of COVID, is it's probably the thing that's going to pull us out of this pandemic because really nothing else has, and you know the possibility of a vaccine is slim at this point. So radical intimacy involves people um, basically getting as close to each other as possible in order to effectuate immunity. Now, this is one of those things that, and you know, I've done this before with other experiments, that if you don't do it completely and with full commitment, it will backfire. So when you try to get radically intimate with someone and you don't, the possibility for a misfire or just complete collapse is very high. It has happened to me. I tried to become radically intimate with a woman in the supermarket the other day, and I approached her and I said, you know, this is for our own good, and I attempted to basically make out with her through her mask, and I was wearing a mask, of course. And because she really wasn't fully committed to the concept, I guess, or just basically a shallow person, she recoiled and slapped me, and you know, we had we were kicked out by the store security. So you see, radical intimacy, you know, for it to work, we have to be fully committed and on both sides of the equation. So what I do to become radically intimate with somebody, wearing a mask, always wearing a mask, you have to be wearing a mask, is you get as close as you can, and you basically say something like, I have, you know, I have an intention. I have, I am going somewhere that I hope you will. Geez, you know, I haven't really worked this part out. Well, so now also there's different things that we can do to become radically intimate. See, the reason we need, my theory basically is that we need intimacy, and we can't have it properly during COVID. And we have stopped handshakes, we've stopped hugging, we've stopped borrowing sugar, and you know, we've stopped patting each other on the back, giving people slaps on the shoulder. We've stopped rolling in the dirt with our dog. No, with you know, with our neighbor and their dog. We've stopped all these things that we did that were so important to us, that you know, was part of, you know, being human, really. and that we've had to basically forego because of COVID has caused a lot of emotional and psychological and spiritual strain, which really is having a very detrimental effect on people individually, but also collectively on whole neighborhoods, baseball teams, offices. Well, offices don't meet, but anymore. But on all sorts of groups and teams that are used intimate gestures to promote teamwork and a cohesion. All these things that we have now been forced to forego are causing us to basically crumble, and the crumbling of is happening everywhere. I mean, we see crumbling in every corner of society at this point. So anyway, radical intimacy is coming to the rescue. This is the plan that I have, that when this theory becomes actually, after the initial testing, which has been going on for the past 15 minutes. After the initial testing period, we will be putting it into effect for quick, fast-track adoption, for us to basically become intimate again, but safely, to where we will not be, subjecting anybody to unnecessary risks to catch coronavirus. So intimacy, again, when we're making out with somebody, especially somebody we don't really know, it's through the mask. It's through the mask. Now, also, when we have hugging, we will be providing, now this is, so this will be with a different part of my organization. This is the product development department will be taking this part on, is developing hugwear. Hugwear is very important so that we can return to hugging, but through that's safe. So how do we do that? Well, we have to be sheathed in plastic. Sort of the kind of plastic that I think our team is going to be working with at first is those dry cleaning plastic bags that cover your clothing. We're going to buy a shitload of those, and we're going to be testing with that to see if we can find a way to sheathe the body with the plastic wrapping, so that when we hug the person, there'll be no risk of any germs or coronavirus disease pellets entering our mouth and killing us. So, but the problem, of course, our testers are going to be working around the clock to find ways for the seal to take without covering the nostrils or mouth. Well, we're going to have to cover the mouth. Without, covering the mouth, but allowing air in. Air in is fine, air out is bad. So the sheathing process is going to be, we're going to work that out in the next 15 minutes. Our team is ready to go. Actually, we have been contacted by the Trump administration, and we have been fast-tracked for this because we need to, that we've been told that, Moderna is not going to be successfully developing the vaccine in time for the election. They're going to be off by a few days. Unfortunately, you just found this out. This is not common knowledge, but this what we're developing for radical intimacy is going to be fast-tracked by the Trump administration in the next few minutes. So, yeah, I think that, this is basically your show is, my Fox News is my mouthpiece. Your show is how I'm getting the word out about this important development, how we will be changing for the better our society because of the lack of intimacy that has occurred in the last 6 months. It's we're going to reverse that, and we're going to be able to once again promote intimacy, in every way, shape, or form between strangers and family members, friends, strangers, and frankly, enemies. I don't see why you can't also, people are not fighting the way they used to. Brawls, like, we talk about, these schoolyard brawls. They don't happen anymore. But, people are just avoiding these kinds of things because they don't want to get sick by punching somebody they don't know. So what they do is they go online on social media, and they pummel them verbally with nasty posts. What I'm talking about, people will be able to once again go out there and actually have schoolyard brawls and punch somebody in the nose without fear of catching COVID and having them spew, bloody mucus, disease-ridden material, right? And into your face. Well, you're going to be covered with the sheath, with the plastic sheath. So it's going to be great. So as I said, friends and enemies are going to be able to benefit from this incredible development, which we are going to be putting on the market in the next few minutes. And thank you very much for having us on your program. As I said, this was really my priority for the last 2 hours was to get onto your show to tell people the good news about radical intimacy and how game changing this is going to be for all of us. So as I said, I've been developing this theory in the last probably not even 12 minutes, but it is going to change. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to change for the better a lot of people's lives, and that's important now because most people's lives suck right now. Okay, just what that's the way it is. My life is great. Because I am able to, I have these contracts with the government, and they pay up the wazoo, So I don't have anything to worry about. My office here does look like a prison cell, but I do have a meter. See, I do have a meter. So, so fuck you.